Have you ever felt like something is wrong, but you couldn't quite put your finger to it? I get what you mean. Today we delve into powerful signs you might be lacking self-awareness. Number one, not knowing when to take authority over a situation in prayer. Yes, I might sound a little churchy, over spiritual now, but I guess that's what I am. I find that many times we defer to spiritual warfare, or at least to some sort of spiritual action, quite late. It seems we are not aware, I like to call this spiritual self-awareness, of the battle surrounding us, of the fact that we live in a spiritual world. There are forces all around. That's what the Bible says. We battle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritualities and powers. There are battles going on which the human natural eye cannot see, but which we should not be oblivious to. Being self-aware, or at least spiritually self-aware, means knowing when this is not normal, as we like to say it. I mean, having something repeatedly happening to you, having a generational pattern, having something that is a clear negative pattern. For example, every year this happens to you, or everybody in your family experiencing this, or there is nobody in your family that has succeeded in this, or you have just been struggling abnormally for something that should be easy. That's not normal, and it's time you take action. Number two, not knowing when to ask for help or to defer to some sort of higher authority than you. If you're the kind of person who keeps telling themselves, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, till you find yourself in a ditch and you're still saying you've got this, then that might be a huge sign of the lack of self-awareness. When you're not able to recognize your limits and recognize that I need help, I need some sort of intervention. And being able to recognize this not when you are at the verge of a great explosion or downfall, but early enough, being able to say, hey, this is a little harder than I think it should be. I think there are other people who have gone ahead of me, who have succeeded at this. Can I get to them and ask, how did you do it? What are your tips? Do you have any help you could offer me? Basic self-awareness. Number three, misreading social cues. Are you one of those people who find it difficult to read body language or facial expressions, and then you just keep acting inappropriately? We all know at least one of those kinds of people who just don't get the signal that, okay, this is not the time to be making jokes because somebody just lost a family member. It should be obvious, but apparently for some people it is not. Self-awareness involves having a certain degree of empathy. The Bible says to rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. Being able to read the emotions of others, connect with them at that level, and knowing how to regulate your emotions vis-a-vis the emotions of others. And yes, for highly empathic people, it might be all too easy to embody other people's emotions, but self-awareness is also knowing, hey, this is how I am. I have to be intentional about not, living your emotions for you, or at least recognizing that my subsequent behavior is because I am so connected to your emotions, or I shouldn't be making choices when I'm in this state because I am highly empathic and your emotions are, rubbing off me, or more than rubbing off me, controlling. That's a harsh word though. Number four, overestimating your abilities. And yes, I know you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, but tell me why you are not God. because you have limits. And I think it's important that we are self-aware enough to recognize that, hey, even in as much as I love multitasking. If I do this, I will burn out, so I would rather not. Or if I say yes to you or keep saying yes to every demand of yours, I would be emotionally depleted, so I would rather not. Know your limits and excel, thrive within your limits. Number 5, blaming external factors for your problems. Galatians 6:5 says each man should carry his load. If you find yourself constantly associating your problems, challenges to bad luck or to other people and never taking responsibility for them, never knowing that, okay, I made a mistake, I should take responsibility for how I messed up. I mean, it's not the end of the world to fail. It's usually a lack of self-awareness that pushes people to want to blame others at all costs or to avoid responsibility at all costs, refusing to own up to their own shortcomings. Be aware of your weaknesses, and acknowledge them, then work on them. You cannot work on them if you wouldn't even acknowledge them in the first place. Number 6, inconsistent behavior. The Bible says in James 1:8 that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Imagine this: at work you're one person, and then out of work you are another person. With your friends you are another person. So this person you have a certain persona, with this other person you have a certain persona. That is highly indicative of a lack of self-awareness. It takes incredible amounts of self-awareness to be the same person despite the situation, to be true to yourself despite the changing circumstances. Number 7, not recognizing the impact of your actions on others. Are you the kind of person who just never gets why people are hurt or offended by the things you say or do? You just have no understanding of how your actions, might impact other people. The Bible says in Proverbs 16:24 that gracious words are sweet, like honeycomb, sweet to the soul, to the bones. It's highly important, and it takes a good amount of self-awareness to be able to recognize that, hey, I'm hurting this person at this moment, or hey, this is inappropriate towards this person. Hey, this word that I'm about to speak could potentially damage somebody and ruin their mental health. So I'll be careful about it, and I won't say it. I can keep quiet. And number 8, comparing yourself to other people. And I have a whole video where I go deeper into this, so you might want to watch this video right here, and you're going to explore so much more on this topic. So here you have it. Signs you lack self-awareness. I would love to hear from you in the comment section. Let's start a conversation. Have you identified any of these in your own life? What are you going to do about it? Self-awareness, technically being aware of what your weaknesses are, is the first step towards healing. And this is Daniela, the Purpose Coach, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.